Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So we start with the Hierophant card. Interesting card to start with. This is sometimes a card of mastery, of having achieved a certain level of awareness or education or success. I feel like you're the type of person that you've accomplished a lot in your life, and a lot of people sort of look to you as a master. You know, they look to you for guidance, for wisdom. Could be that you're a mentor to others. Maybe formally, but I think even in an informal way, you sort of are as a mentor to people in your life. Okay, but I kind of feel like you're like the reluctant mentor. You know, that you're the one that's kind of like you're gonna ask me for advice. Okay, well let me. You know, you're sort of the reluctant hero, the unlikely kind of mentor, you know, and that's I think the way that you approach that kind of a relationship is from kind of a position of humility, you know, of humbleness, yeah, not typical sort of Hierophant energy that I'm feeling with you. We need to put this card into some context. I feel like you're always there to help people, but it's kind of, to me, feels more like a hanged man sort of energy than a Hierophant energy. Maybe this is a card really that it's here. The message from Spirit is saying that you've got to own this, that you are somebody that has a lot to offer other people. You know, that people can receive. They want to receive wisdom from you. That you have a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom to share. Maybe this is supposed to be the confirmation that, hey, you need to stand up and take ownership of this. You've earned it. You deserve it. You're good at it. And people want to hear from you, you know? So let's put this card into some context. Let's see what else might be going on with our Hierophant here. We're going to use a Dove and Serpent spread. Well, there is the Ace of Cups. Very nice. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. All right. You may be sort of finding your way into a new career, a new, I don't know, maybe even like a teaching position or something. And we've got the Lover's card back there. We've got your Power card, the Prince of Cups. That is a fixed water energy. That is a Scorpio superpower card. Yeah, that's very nice. That is your Scorpio energy in action. It's kind of saying that, look, this is, this is you becoming the very best version of yourself. And I think it's important that you recognize how far you've come in your life and how how much progress you have made, not only in your physical life, but in your spiritual life, right? Here's that Four of Cups to also kind of remind you of the humility, you know, but also a card that is about you sort of like being ready to go after your desires, you know, being ready to go make something of this, you know, feeling like the boat's been in the harbor for a while and you've been kind of just saying, no, not me, not me. This is the Hierophant sort of standing up and saying, yeah, I'm the captain of this ship and we're going to go out and get that treasure. You know, let's raise the sails. We're going on a little adventure. Yeah, feels good. Let's keep going. The rest of our cards here, we've got that Luster Strength card. Yes, that's the excitement of the adventure. And sort of ditto with that, with the Princess of Wands. And we've got another Taurus energy here, because the Hierophant is the fixed earth energy. Here we have the fixed earth energy there, but this is in the position of what we don't want, you see. And we have an Eight of Wands. Perfect. This is in the position of what we do not want. When we're over here, and you're sort of being pushed into this Hierophant position, which, maybe it's just that you've sort of been pushed up to the front of the class and you've been saying, here, teach the class. And you're like, me? No. Yes, you. Because you know the material, right? You have the experience. This is your destiny. This is who you are. This is an activate. You're in the right place. Act like it, And so it kind of feels like somebody who's kind of, shy or awkward or easily embarrassed, being sort of thrust to the front of the classroom and saying, you're the one that has to teach the rest of us, And maybe it's literally a teaching kind of thing, or it's something taking place in school or at university or something like that. But I really feel that in a general way, regardless of what the specifics are, you're being recognized for your skill, your wisdom, your leadership. You're being recognized for what you have to offer everybody else, right? And so, in a way, it sort of feels as if people are looking at you like a resource. People are kind of hanging around, like waiting with, like, their ear, and it's just like, what are they going to say next? Like waiting for Scorpio to drop some wisdoms, drop some knowledge on us, And then it's kind of the energy where you're just like, that's not me. I'm not good at that. But I think maybe the idea here is that you got to step into this. You've got to take ownership of this and realize that it is sort of who you are, And I wonder where this is taking place too. It's interesting here, the cards that we have. Let's select our mystery card. All right, the bonus card, the confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that card till the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. It'll tie everything up at the end. All right. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look at our major arcana. 1, 2, and 3. 3 major arcana energies. Let's just flip these over for a second here. Because I want us to focus on our major arcana. Because to me, this is a union, right? This is a choice for you to embrace something, to make a commitment to something. And this is that sort of leadership role. This is the mentor. This is the wise one. This is the Hierophant. This is the one that's here to drop knowledge on us, right? This is the one that's here to share the wisdom. And I kind of feel that you've been through some experience in your life that has sort of that has pushed you to the top, that has pushed you up above others in some way. Okay, maybe it's the reluctant hero. It's somebody that was sort of thrust into a situation. You weren't looking to be the hero, but here you are, and suddenly you have this recognition, and everybody's waiting to hear what you're going to say, right? By you embracing this, making the choice to step into this Hierophant energy, I think is going to give you a lot of fortune and fame, right? It's going to be a lot of glory, right? This is that lust card, that passion card. And I think that this is a very interesting progression of energy. Okay, your willingness to embrace this is going to lead to a lot of new things, right? And with the lust or strength card, there is the idea of this card of the power to create. It's kind of it's the courage to create. It's the courage to have ambition, big ambition. It's the courage to realize that there is more out there for you to achieve, and I'm going to go get it. I don't have to think in small ways. I don't have to think of the little things, It's dreaming big, not even dreaming, aspiring big. having really big goals, you know? And it feels a lot different than what I felt at first, that sort of hanged man energy, which is kind of just like, you know, a little bit more passive, a little bit more, no, not me, a little bit more meek, perhaps. This is bold, right? This is somebody who is aware of their power. You're aware that you've got something very important to say to the world, that you have been through a lot. You have a very unique perspective on the world. It's time for you to share it with the world, right? And, well, let's put the rest of our cards out. Now I feel like I'm playing a game of memory now, trying to remember what we had here. I know we had some pentacles and some water energy. And it's very interesting, too, what we had in terms of the aces, right? Let's see what we had. We had that there. Then we had that. Where the heck was that? Was over here, maybe? Yeah, that's it. I like this. I like that we have an ace of cups and the prince of cups. We have an ace of pentacles and the prince of pentacles. Okay? So that tells me that this is something that you're going to begin in the physical realm. It's going to be it's something that you're beginning also in the emotional realm. It's sort of this, it's almost, it's a new feeling. It's like a new job, and it's a new feeling to go with it. And the princes, it just feels like you're building both the emotional sort of internal reality. I say emotional, I don't just really mean the feelings, but like the identity. You know, how we're sort of reflecting about ourselves. So the internal life is being built up. This image of yourself is being built up inside, and it's also correspondingly being built up in the external world. In other words, you outwardly may already be in this Hierophant position, but now internally, that image is being built up too. Now you're feeling that you're sort of equal, that you're matching this energy. Does that make sense? And that's confirmed too, the fact that we have the two versions of the Taurus energy. So you might be already in this job or this role or this position in life. And there might yet be this sort of rejection of it, that you're just, you know, it's almost just like it's the imposter syndrome. That's not really who I am, you know. Everybody has this perception of you as this Hierophant, as this, you know, I don't know, expert, or as this leader, or as this wise person, you know. Or as, you know, really just sort of somebody with something to say, some sort of knowledge, something to teach, something to offer. And, you know, there's a reluctance in you to accept that and to realize that, yes, they're right about you. You do have something unique to offer everybody. And I think that it's your path to, you know, big fortune, to success, to a life that is full and complete, not only physically, you know, because we can grow the pentacles all day long. But if we don't feel like we deserve it, or if we don't feel like we belong there, there's no satisfaction. But thankfully, you're building that too. See, we've got feeling to behavior. And now the physical reality is going to match what you feel inside. What you feel inside is going to match the physical reality. Hierophant without, Hierophant within. Yeah. And I think really you have a strong connection with your guides, your spirit guides. And I think that's where we're getting some of this lover's energy back here, okay? Anyway, we've got some more fire. We've got some water cards. We don't have any air cards. We have our earth energy. But why is there no air cards? Well, the air cards could be that that this is not something that you sort of like consciously know how to talk about. You know what I mean? Like this energy that you have is not something that we really can put into words. It's not. That's why I don't think that you're actually like, well, I don't think you're actually like a school teacher. But the absence of the swords is sort of like someone who has the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience, but doesn't know really how to convey it, doesn't have the presence on stage to say it. Or in other words, there's so much of this sort of self-consciousness that we get up onto the stage or in front of the podium or in front of the classroom and we sort of freeze. Just can't get the words out. Yeah. And so maybe that's sort of what we have to work on now. And maybe the swords are going to come later. I'm having a premonition about that mystery card. I think it's going to be some swords cards, right? But the first step is for you to feel inside, feel that this is true. You've got to feel it. You've got to believe it in your heart that, that you are this person. That everybody sees this. Everybody sees you as this person, but you don't see yourself. So the first step in this work is for you to believe in yourself, right? And if you believe in yourself, everything else will fall into line. Everything else will happen, will be there when you need it. And I think the swords cards will be there when we need them. And it'll be your ability to open your mouth and have the words come out in the right way. Okay. But the first thing is that Ace of Cups. We need to believe that this is true. We need to really feel it inside. At the same time now, beneath the surface is this Ace of Pentacles. So I don't know if this is like a new job, like a job offer or a promotion, or that you've just been sort of, you've been lifted up to some sort of position of prominence. Or you've been, it could be that you've been offered a teaching position. Maybe you've been offered to be president of the book club or president of the homeowners association, or you're just kind of you're the guest speaker this week or something, right? That there's something that you're being recognized for. That with this Ace of Cups here, it feels like there must be a mistake. That's not right. That can't be right, And that's why the Prince of Pentacles is in the position of what we don't want. We're in denial that we truly are this energy. And so the Ace of Pentacles down beneath the surface, I think, is the offer or the new position or the new path that is sort of starting for you, and you're just, again, you don't feel like you belong there, or that they picked the wrong person. Are you sure? Me? This guy? But nevertheless, the path is starting, right? And really, I think the Lover's card is partly to blame for this. I'm having an issue figuring out what the Lover's card is in this situation, because it feels like it's a union. It feels like this was a choice. It feels like this was maybe we're talking about some spiritual work or something like that. Maybe it's a karmic thing. But it seems like this is the kind of, in a way, this is your ability to do this thing in private, and this is sort of now doing it in public, right? In other words, it is something that you recognize about yourself. It is something that you have, I think, worked hard to achieve, or that you're aware that this is true, but we're not accepting the identity of it. Does that make sense? Because this is a card of choice, this is a card of devotion, this is a card of connection, this is a card of inspiration. And it's behind you, right? So I feel like this is, like the accomplishments are there for you, but you don't do well with the accolades. You don't do well with the attention being put on you. You don't like maybe to, this is maybe the idea that you're able to do it, but you're not really sure how to teach others to do it. Okay. And maybe this is, we could be talking art, music, we could be talking anything. Yeah, there is a slight chance that this is something romantic, but well, let's look at it that way. Just hear me out. Just humor me for a moment, okay? If this is a relationship that you're in and you are devoted to this relationship, the Hierophant in this case is going to represent you and your partner, who may be a Taurus person, maybe not. You and your partner seeking some outside assistance. Okay. In other words, it's the marriage counselor. Okay. And in an effort to tap into that love once again. Okay. Because in some ways it feels like the union that you've been in, and this is just one way of interpreting this, and I don't know how accurate this is going to be for any of you, but it kind of seems like things have stagnated in the relationship, and there is a need for this kind of counseling, right? To tap into that well, to tap into that wellspring of the love once again. Okay? To sort of get the water flowing with this Four of Cups. That's just one interpretation that I don't know if that's really the case. I'm still feeling that this is more about you're being this, you are this Hierophant. And maybe there's a blending of this energy here. In other words, maybe you are the Hierophant, and maybe someone is trying to ask your counsel for their relationship, to bring the love back into their life, and you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And maybe you have a successful relationship, a successful marriage, a successful business, or whatever, a successful life generally. And somebody else is coming to you and saying, how do I get that? Yeah. How do I get the love back in my life? How do I feel happy? And I feel in some ways this is putting a lot of burden on you. This is putting you in a position of being that sort of mentor or counselor that you weren't really ready to take on. Yeah. But I think what you're going to find is that you do have something to offer people, right? So maybe we need the swords. We got to start talking. Whether you're the one that's going to see the counselor or if you are the counselor to somebody else, we need to start talking. We need the swords cards. Yeah. Interesting. And this is really interesting. The superpower card, of course, your Pisces or your Scorpio card, the Prince of Cups up top here. The reason that this is here is because I feel like you're gonna recognize that there is something very important in your spiritual development here. That this is a very necessary situation. This is a path that is very necessary for you to begin, for your own personal growth and personal development and spiritual evolution. Whether you are the Hierophant or you are in search of a Hierophant, right? Whichever way it's resonating for you. This is something that is necessary for your growth, okay? The Four of Cups is that water energy, that frozen energy that needs to flow. So this is either the emotional body that's just sort of stopped up. And maybe we need to consult somebody so we can bring the love back and get some motion here, right? Some motion in the ocean. Or this is the idea that you have a hard time believing in yourself enough to sort of take on this role, right? If you're being sort of asked to give a speech or give a presentation or to offer counseling or guidance to somebody somewhere. Maybe to a group of people, maybe just to one person, maybe to a couple, right? Friends or whatever. The water needs to flow. In other words, you need to accept this and step into this and not be resistant to it, right? Four of Cups is someone who's just trying to protect themselves, doesn't want to get involved in anything, right? Because it's too, our boat is safe in the harbor here. I don't want to go sail out into the open ocean because there's storms out there. Because I don't think I'm that good of a sailor. I don't want to do it. Okay? So we need to believe in ourselves, and we need to go and take advantage of whatever this opportunity is, because it is leading to your personal development, spiritual evolution, and I think a lot more than that. Now we're going to talk about the path of the serpent here, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. It supports the channel, and I really do appreciate that. I've got another channel, Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories, where I read some different stories. So if you're interested in that, head over to that channel and subscribe over there too, please, if you don't mind. Your general energy, of course, is the lust or strength card. So this is the passion, right? If you're seeking counseling, this is a situation that's going to bring a lot more joy and a lot more passion into your life. A lot more feeling of, I can do it. I can do anything. I have the power. I have the magical ability to create the kind of life that I want, right? This is that desire to create the life that you want. And if you are the counselor or the mentor, this is then your sort of pride, or your stature, that this is meant for you. You are good at this, you know. And this is someone who is really stepping into this new role and thinking, I could get used to this. Yeah, I can get used to this. Because I feel that it's sort of invoking this version of the Hierophant energy. And this is the builder, the Prince of Pentacles. This is the one that's saying, hey, I can really, you know, maybe this is sort of a new realization. I believe this is who I am, and now there's a lot of choices. There's a lot of options of how I can turn this into a successful life. Like, I can build upon this energy and I can do something with this. Turning it into a very practical kind of energy. Right? Of course, we've got to go through our Princess of Wands in the position of the environment, the position of the relationships. You got to be careful how you interpret the advice that you're being given or the advice that you give. Okay. Because this is a lot of impulsive energy in terms of relationships. Okay. And I think it's a little bit of heat. It's a little bit of experimentation. It's a little bit of novelty that might help us to melt the ice. So this might be a card that says, you know, get out and experiment. Do new things. Try new things. You know, take a risk. Go get up on stage and do something. Go do stand-up comedy somewhere. Go get up in front of a class and give a speech, or, you know, go give a presentation, or, you know, try things that you would usually shy away from. They don't have to be dangerous or anything. Don't go skydiving, anything like that. It's crazy. Bungee jumping even too. Ugh. But do something that's a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I think that's sort of when we get this feeling like, hey, you did a good job here. This actually worked out very well. We're starting to believe in ourselves. We're getting a bit of ego here, right? And we're starting to feel like, hey, I could do anything. So we're going to go out and we're going to try a bunch of different things. Maybe we're going to get knocked on our butt a little bit. Maybe there's going to be a little bit of a check, you know. We got to slow down a little bit. Don't try to run before you can walk. But the idea here is, we'll go out and do a few things. Take some of this excitement, this passion, this ambition, this enthusiasm, and put it into a few different things and see what you really want to continue doing. See what you want to continue building upon. Because now that you believe in yourself, it's kind of like we believe now that anything's possible. We believe with the lust card that we can do anything, that we're invincible and indestructible. Well, the Princess of Wands is reminding us that we're not, that our actions still have consequences, but we do need the experimentation. See, we've got a lot of fire and earth here now. So it's the idea that whatever you put your effort into, you can build upon that and really turn it into something extraordinary, right? It's an unexpected, I don't know if it's an unexpected talent or an unexpected skill that you have, or something that now it's like you're being shown a way that you can really turn it into a business, or, you know, to really turn it into something that's going to grow, right? That's going to be successful. And it's something, and it's sort of, it's funny to think back to the very beginning of the reading, where it's just like you're being sort of recognized for this thing, and it's just, you don't believe in it. You just feel like, no, I could never do that. Once you start doing it, you're going to realize how good you are at it. And you're going to want to do it more. And then it's going to grow. And then it's going to turn into, it's going to be unlimited. We've got the 8 of Wands here. It's going to take off. It's going to go fast. It's going to be a whirlwind of excitement and success and accomplishment and achievement and growth, right? From something that, maybe somebody said, oh, hey, you'd be really good at, they were playing darts. And he said, what, me? No. And you're like, maybe I'll try it. And then you start throwing the darts and you say, I'm good at this. You're winning money hand over fist, right? It's going to grow. I don't know if it's darts, whatever. I don't know if there's any money in darts, but, the idea here is that a little bit of belief in yourself goes a really long way. Really, really long way. And once you get started doing it, it's really just getting over that hump. It's just taking that first step. That first step's always like, one day I want to do it. And like, now's the day. Today's the day. Go do it. Once you start doing it, you're going to realize how fun it is, how good you are at it, and how, the more you do it, the more you're going to want to do it. And you're going to figure out really how to build upon this and turn it into something very successful. Maybe it's a talent, a skill, a business. Maybe you're starting a YouTube channel. Maybe you're realizing that you're good at video editing or whatever it is. Doing these reaction videos or something, You do have something that people want. You do have something to offer people. A little bit of belief goes a long way. Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. Swords, right? Swords. We need to start talking. You got to get involved in this and start doing it. And I want to see the conversation, I guess, but maybe it'll be more fire energy. Sort of thinking 3 of Wands here, or 5 of Wands. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Queen of Wands, yep, fire energy. This is you taking that belief in yourself, right? The water in the Queen. The Queens are the watery aspect of the suit that they're in. See, the court cards are all about the elements. Like fire, water, air, earth. This is water and fire, the Queen of Wands. So it's taking that little bit of belief in yourself and we're using it as fuel to really just try and strive and put ourselves out there and experiment. And it's taken off. And you're just riding this wave. You're riding this momentum. Okay? And I feel like it's some kind of it's some kind of a skill or a talent that like other people are seeing in you. And I think the moment has finally come where you're just like, God, now, people my whole life have told me that I'd be really good at radio, And now it's time for me. I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to go do it. I'm just going to start now. Yeah. And you'll see how this is really going to snowball. Yeah. It's really going to fireball, right? Tremendous energy. I can't wait to hear about what it is that you're doing, what you're getting started. If you want to promote it here in the comments, just leave it down in the comments, whatever. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Scorpio, usually on Wednesdays and Saturdays. This is a bonus reading, major news. I think this was an urgent message coming through, and I think that I'm very glad that I spent the extra time in the studio today to bring this news to you, because I feel like you just needed a little bit of a push. You needed that little bit of belief in yourself. Go do this thing. You're that Hierophant. Go do it. Yeah. Really, really nice. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Also subscribe to the Dove and Serpent bedtime stories. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.